Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dave's Math Channel. I'm your host, David Tear, and this is my continuing series on the Math Lovers book. And I'm on section 2.8 of the first volume, volume 1, which is the kind of recreational math volume. That's on number tricks. And today I'm going to present two pretty impressive, what I call mind reading number tricks. It seems like you're going to be able to read your friend's mind with these tricks. Anyway, let's begin. So for the first trick, this is something I found on the web a few years ago. What you ask your friend to do, imagine you're at a party and you have a friend, you ask them to first think of an arbitrary four-digit number, 3 or 4 digit number. I think it works a little better with 4 digits. Um, and then that's the first step. And then the second step, scramble the digits of the number in an arbitrary order. And then for the third step, subtract the smaller of those two numbers for the first two steps from the larger. That'll give you a positive difference. And then for the fourth step, tell your friend to circle a digit of the result, the difference. It's not a zero, because zero is already a circle. So at least one of the digits of this difference won't be zero, because the difference isn't zero itself. So you will have a non-zero digit. Just tell your friend to circle one of those non-zero digits. And then for the fifth step, tell them to, for the remaining digits, if you start with a four-digit number, there'll be three remaining digits. Scramble those digits. And then finally have your friend give them the result of the scrambled digits of the difference. And then you can tell your friend that you can guess their secret number. And the way you guess the secret number, it turns out, is from the final result that your friend gave you. You just add up the digits of those numbers, and if that sum is bigger than 10, or at least 10, add up the digits of the result and keep going until you get a single digit. And then once you have a single digit, subtract 9 from that single digit, and that number you get for the result will be the number that your friend circled. Pretty amazing. So let me just go give you an example of how this might work. Suppose your friend gave you the number the secret number was 9,000, or no, 1,729. I kind of like this number because this is a famous number that this famous mathematician Gottfried Hardy gave to Ramanujan one day. It was a taxi cab number. He didn't think there was anything special about this number. Turns out Ramanujan replied right away. It's the smallest positive integer that can be written as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. You can write it as 1 cubed plus 12 cubed, or 9 cubed plus 10 cubed. Pretty amazing Ramanujan was able to think of that right off the top of his head. That's why this is a famous number. It's called the taxi cab number. But anyway, suppose that was your friend's secret number, 1729. So then your friend will scramble the digits of that number. He might come up with 9,217. That's kind of an arbitrary result from scrambling those digits. And then step three is subtracts 1729 from 9,217. That'll give him a difference of 7,488. And then your friend can circle any one of the four digits of that difference. Suppose he circles an 8. So then he's left with 7, 4, and 8. He scrambles those three digits, comes up with 784. And that's the number he hands you, 784. So now the way you figure out the number he circled is you add up the digits of that result, 7 plus 8 plus 4. That's the first step. That gives you 19. But now 19 is bigger than 10. So you add up the digits of 19, that gives you 10. 10 is still a two-digit number, so you add up the digits of 10, that gives you 1 plus 0, 1. And now, finally, 1 is a single digit, so you subtract that from 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. And sure enough, that is the number that your friend circled. Pretty amazing. And I'm not going to go into why this trick works. It's kind of complicated. But it does involve casting out 9. So that's the first trick. I actually think this is the more impressive of the two tricks. The second trick, this is one is easier to analyze, but this is a kind of impressive trick you can usually impress friends with at a party. So you're gonna come up with what you tell you're going to ask your friend to perform these 4 steps. So the first step you tell your friend to do, they're going to come up with a secret number for you, and you're going to figure out their secret number without them revealing it to you. So here's what you ask your friend to do. First, ask them what year they were born. And suppose your friend, I don't know, suppose she's born in 1998. I guess that would make her either 26 or 27, if I'm not mistaken, depending on whether she was born before or after the current date. Doesn't really matter as far as this trick goes. But so if she's born in 1998, that's step 1. Step 2, ask her what age she's going to be at the end of the year. So she might be 26 today, but she'll have a birthday later this year, so she'll be 27 by the end of the year. So then ask her to add those 2 numbers up. So 1998 plus 27 gives you 20. Actually, I did this in the wrong order. The next thing you ask her to do is think of an important historic date. And suppose she thinks of the year of the Declaration of Independence, 1776. So now she's going to add 1998 plus 1776. That gives you 3774. And then ask her to add her age to that result, their age at the end of the year. So she'll add 27 of that. That'll give you, what is that, 4,053, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No. 3774 plus 27, that's 3801. I'm not doing this right. Sorry about this. But so we'll get 3801. Now ask her to add the number of years since the historic date. And it was the Declaration of Independence that was 249 years ago. So she'll add 249 to the result. That'll give her 4,050. And now you'll come up with that result without her even telling you what she did. And the reason you do this is because the result she came up with is twice the current year. Turns out whatever number she started with, whatever age she is, and whatever historic date she picked, when she adds these 4 numbers, she'll always come up with twice the current year. And it's twice 2025 is 4,050. So you can tell right away the result's 4,050. And it's pretty easy to see that this trick works because the sum of the numbers from step 1 and step 3 is 2025, which is the current year. I mean, obviously, if you take the year someone was born and add their age at the end of the year, that has to add up to the current year, because there's been that many years since the year they were born, just by definition. And then same for the historic date. 1776. If you add the number of years ago that happened, 249, that also gives you the current year, 2050. And again, you have to go by the end of the year. But so they both get 2025. So they both give you the current year. And when you add all 4 numbers together, it's going to give you twice the current year, which is 4,050. So that one's pretty easy to understand why it works. But it still impresses a lot of people at parties. So these are just a couple mind reading math tricks you can give your friends. I think the first one's more impressive. Anyway, so those are a couple what are called mind reading number tricks. There's a lot of other ones too. I just present these 2 in my book. But anyway, that completes my video for today on mind reading number tricks. Thank you for watching. Long live math, and I'll see you guys next time.